Good evening, my weather peeps. This is Weatherman Nick on YouTube. So this evening we're going to be talking about our tropics and what our main concern is. So we currently have tropical depression Kada, which is our post-tropical cyclone now, which is Kada here. This is what it looks like on satellite. Let me go ahead and switch scenes here. So looking at satellite, this is what Kada looks like currently. It's just a spinning little cyclone here. And as it gets dark, we're just going to be dealing with that for a little bit. And then looking back, we got our new disturbance, a 90% chance of development. And the last time I looked at this, it was at a 60% chance. So it has a 90% chance of development in the next 48 hours. Central Tropic Atlanta, Alabama 95. Showers and thunderstorms associated with an area of low pressure located over the central tropical Atlantic, about 800 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, have changed little in organization through the day. However, environmental conditions are conducive for further development, and a tropical depression or tropical storm is expected to form over the next day or so. While the low moves toward the northwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the central tropical Atlantic. Additional strengthening possibly to a hurricane is likely later this week, while the system moves over western portions of the tropical Atlantic near or to the northeast. This system, including gale warnings, high seas by the National Weather Service. So, formation chance through 48 hours, high 90%, and formation chance through 7 days, high 100%. So they are very confident that this could be our next big storm, and this is the storm here. It doesn't have a name yet, but it's probably going to be within the next day or two. I say tomorrow afternoon to possibly Wednesday afternoon, we can be seeing this be a named storm, and then later on, probably next week, we could see a hurricane. And it could come towards the east coast to what some models are saying, and it could go out towards to be a fish issue, which is not a big issue at all. Let's go ahead and take a look at GFS here. So looking at the GFS, towards September the 8th on Friday, this coming Friday, you could see we could have a possible development of a hurricane with millibars up to 989 to 1,000 here, closer to the eye. So we could be dealing with a major hurricane. And then over here towards the Pacific, we could also be dealing with a major hurricane over here as well. And looking at GFS models here, continuing to look at it, it looks like it could become a fish storm and cause some issues towards the Maine and New Jersey areas here. We do have a little lingering low pressure system here, and this will just float up the coast. And it looks like it may ride the coast, which that's not the worst case scenario, but it is still a scenario that we just hope that we don't see, because we could be dealing with major flooding. What would be the most major scenario would be it making landfall towards the Carolinas, Virginia's area here through the East Coast. But if it rides the coast, that's not too big of a deal, but it's also an issue with flooding and stuff like that you could be dealing with. Taking a look at NAM here, if we can get enough to look at it. So far nothing on NAM. So we're just going to continue to watch and see what it does. Some models are still showing it kind of coming up towards the coast there. So we're just going to keep an eye on it and make sure. So this one here is actually showing a hurricane go that way and become a fish storm that direction. And what we're really hoping is that the winds from the El Nino, we're hoping that the El Nino winds could, or the shear, let's say the shear can push that hurricane or tropical storm away from the United States to keep us from having a landfall. That's what we need to be able to save us from having a landfall here. But some is concluding on a major hurricane, and some is concluding on a storm to kind of make landfall here. We are also going to be watching for a few severe weather things going on throughout the week. As you can see, we're going to have a few divot points and some low pressure systems try to develop here. So we're just going to continue to watch for that. And you can actually see that here. They're going to try to develop and cause some issues. But most of the tropics is going to be quiet for a little bit, but we're going to continue to watch. I do expect a update here soon on just the way weather is going to look like. And we're just going to kind of watch for the models and make sure that things are going to be decent. But let's go ahead and try to take a look at our temperatures. I'm just going to look down here. So we're going to be pretty hot down here towards Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Tennessee. And let's just not forget that the waters are going to be like bath water again. Not exactly as hot as they have been, but the waters are still smoking hot. And we're going to be dealing with that for a while. Going to GFS here. Let's take a look at GFS. GFS is showing about the same. Excuse me. I'm going to try to load up the temperature map for the whole entire United States. So here we are. You can see we're going to be decently hot. There's the hurricane that we could deal with. But it's a tropical storm now, not a hurricane yet. But so far, we're just going to be dealing with temperatures. And it's going to be pretty nice for the United States until we deal with this storm here. But I am pretty concerned for that hurricane right there. But you guys stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your week. I will keep you guys updated with the tropics. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And peace out.